SGR Energy is the fastest growing fuel oil company in the United States, and most likely the world. Established in 2011, we have already developed a proven formula for success that brings profit, and we are currently seeking equity investors that are eager to safely earn significant returns on their hard-earned money instead of letting it sit stagnant or put it at significant risk in unstable markets. The world fuel oil market is highly profitable and trades about 5 billion barrels per year. Much of that profit could be in jeopardy due to the cost associated with new environmental regulations and standards. SGR Energy has already developed proprietary methods to cost-effectively provide products that meet these new standards. SGR Energy is ramping up to deliver over 2 million barrels of product per month to clients that cannot buy our fuel fast enough. Investments in SGR Energy today are currently yielding 12% annual dividends that are paid out quarterly. It is very likely that your investment in SGR Energy today will multiply greatly when the company goes public in 2019. Now, how does all this come together? Well, let's take a look. Global refineries produce around 4 million barrels of residuals every day as a byproduct of the refining process, and these barrels are freely traded on the open market. In addition, there is roughly over 1 million barrels per day of low-sulfur, high-margin blend stocks produced around the world that can be combined with these residuals to create a more environmental-friendly number 6 fuel oil. Properly blended, these high-margin products increase our available supply, improve the fuel, and lower our cost. And maybe even more importantly, put us in a position to make a difference in the world by producing cleaner-burning fuel oils for the world's energy needs. SGR has strategic relationships with many of these refineries and blend stock providers. Using our proprietary blending program, we combine the lighter, cleaner-burning materials and the residuals together for our clients in Asia and the Caribbean. The final product is custom blended to 17 different specifications according to our clients' needs, and cost-effectively burns clean enough to meet new environmental regulations and standards, and does so with high profit margins. We can do this because we are experts at buying the blended agents at maximum profit and typically gain a 70% discount in comparison with traditional blend stocks. As you already know, there is a tremendous amount of volatility in the market. Most 401ks have taken a beating, and the average bank account is getting a zero return. Add to that the way markets are being manipulated, and there aren't a whole lot of options for you to safely grow your money at a decent rate, let alone potentially multiply an investment in a huge way. What you should know is that you don't have to sit idly by while your investments sit stagnant or even worse, deteriorate. A lot of people may be thinking, and some experts might even tell you flat out, that with the way crude oil pricing has gone here recently, the best course of action would be to stay away from oil and gas investments altogether. And that might be good advice in regards to oil and gas exploration companies because they need $60 per barrel of oil for their economics to work, but not for a refined products company like ours. Our business model is actually a hedge against fluctuating oil prices because margins in the refined products business are the same whether oil is $30 per barrel or $150 per barrel. SGR was started with $1 million of seed investor money in 2011. 15 months later, we returned that investment back to the investors with a 40% return. And in the 4+ years we've been in business, we've generated $23 million in revenue and traded over 300,000 barrels. Unique to most startups, we have been profitable 3 out of our first 4 years. But what's most exciting right now is that with this high profit approach to our business, we have recently landed major long-term contracts with facilities in China that desperately need our product. If we don't prospect for any other clients, these facilities alone need at least 2 million barrels of our product per month, which is almost 25 million barrels per year. To put things in perspective, we sold about 172,000 barrels for the entire year in 2015 and made a decent profit. Currently, residual fuel oil is plentiful, but in time, due to advanced technologies in refining, there will be supply constraints. We also expect increased demand from Asia, and with the new lower sulfur fuel requirements that came into effect in 2015, and the even lower requirements that are coming in 2019, power plants, shipping companies, and other industrial burners will struggle to keep fuel costs down. This could potentially have a profound impact on the global economy, as the additional cost associated with these regulations is very real and a major issue facing this 5 billion barrel per year industry. SGR's ability to help power plants and other industrial burners across the globe meet these lower sulfur standards and reduce the cost of their fuel without impacting fuel quality is a major key to the company sustaining long-term growth and our interest to eventually dominate the world's fuel oil markets. What's missing is that SGR does not have the logistical infrastructure to handle the volume our new clients demand, and that's where you come in. Your investment in SGR Energy will go towards building the infrastructure needed to leverage what we already know the market needs from us. SGR is currently paying investors 12% annual dividends, which, in comparison with today's traditional investment options, is pretty amazing. But that's not even the best part. Assuming we hit our projections, we are conservatively estimating that shares bought today for less than $1 will be worth around $17 per share when we go public in 2019. It is very likely that you could be seeing a multiple of 20 or more on your money. To find out how to become a valued investor, please call our Vice President of Investor Relations.